Alright, yan. Magandang araw mga kabatas natin at welcome sa isang mga live stream. Mga kabatas natin, alam nyo, ang daming nagtatanong na parang bakit importante itong kaso na ito sa Pilipinas at sa buong social media space, mga kabatas natin. I think it's obvious, no? Ang pinaka niya, mga kabatas natin, no? Ang pinaka big picture dito, no? Ang pinaka big picture dito ay tungkol sa due process, of course. And aside from due process, mga kabatas natin, ang dami ko ring nare-receive, no? Na maraming tao ang nagsasabi na dahil dito bumalik yung kanilang tiwala sa ating justice system. Alam niyo naman mga kabatas natin, yun matagal ko nang pinaglalaban noon pa. Okay? Maraming salamat ho dun sa mga nagko-comment at nagsasending message na parang, okay, this changed my perspective in relation to our justice system. Kasi nga, mga kabatas natin, this is a David and Goliath fight in all aspects. Okay? This case is this case was filed by Raffy Tulfo in Action, and Raffy Tulfo in Action is controlled by Raffy Tulfo and the Tulfo family. Diba? They have the best lawyers in the Philippines. They filed 32 cases. This is just the 32 cases, mga kabatas natin. Okay? Let's talk about the other cases when I have them dismissed. Pero ito muna. 32 cases, mga kabatas natin. That's a lot. Tulad nga sinabi ko sa inyo, kapag kunwari pumasok ito, no, na-issuehan ako ng warrant of arrest dito, tapos magbe-bail ako dito, mga kabatas natin, almost 700,000 pesos. Bail pa lang yun. And I also told you na it's quite a blessing that I was the one who was accused of this harassment suit, mga kabatas natin. Nuisance suit. Why? Because I am a lawyer. I can defend myself. And, mga kabatas natin, isipin nyo na lang kung ibang tao yung nakasuhan dyan. You will be defending 32 cases. 32 cases means 32 acceptance fees. Diba? That's a lot. Okay? Ngayon, mga kabatas natin, let's talk about due process. Okay? Ito yung sinabi kasi ng judge dito. There is a problem of due process here. Alam nyo naman, itong si Raffy Tulfo kasi mga kabatas natin, at ang Raffy Tulfo in Action, they are proud doon sa kanilang cut the process at Tulfo brand of justice, which I told you is a sham. Fake justice yun. Okay? Sabi niya, it is ironic because it has been the consistent theme of the videos of the accused herein. Isipin niyo mga kabatas natin as a lawyer and a person who fights for due process. Diba? Tapos, ako pa yung mamaliin. Sabi niya, there is a long-running joust with the instant justice of the private complainant, Raffy Tulfo in Action, and the due process insistence of the accused. Pero ano sabi nila kasi, no? Sabi ng mga promoprotekta sa Raffy Tulfo in Action, tsaka kay Raffy Tulfo, no? Hindi daw kailangan ni Raffy Tulfo mag-observe ng due process. So, vigilantism na lang, ganon. Vigilante justice. So, hindi kailangan mag-observe ng due process o pumunta doon sa mga lugar na may due process. Tabingi tayo doon. That's not correct. Okay? Ngayon, sabi ni Kayo, it only means that more lawyers should stand up and take the lead to fight injustice. I hope they will do it. Di ba? Kasi, mga kabatas natin, this fight is difficult. Everybody knows that. Imagine the cases that are being filed against me. Imagine how they ridicule me, yung mga ampalaya. how they demean my job, how they demean my family. Paano nila siraan lahat na lang ng meron ako. Paano nila kasuhan, hindi lang ako, pati pa yung mga small vloggers. This is more than David and Goliath, I guess. Diba? Sobra pa dun. But look what happened. And this is just the beginning. 2024, I believe, will be a year. No? A lot of things will happen that is in favor of justice and due process. Okay? O, tignan nyo. It is ironic because the person who wanted instant justice asked for it and got it at the level of the prosecutor's office. Instant justice. Boom! Kaso. Boom! File. Boom! You got it! It is also ironic because it has been the accused who had constantly defended the office of the public prosecutor, the public attorney's office, the court, and court personals, and the Supreme Court in the videos against Raffy Tulfo in action. May citation, number 4, Annex HIJJ and II. Yun yung mga pagkakataon, mga kabatas natin, that I am defending my colleagues and the offices where my colleagues work. Okay? Now, clearly, the evidence presented by both parties demands the implementation of the fair use measure in determination of the copyright infringement of the accused herein. Section 185 of Republic Act 8293 or the Intellectual Property Code provides thus. Alam niyo mga kapatid, like I said, we have to learn this because every one of us is in social media. Kahit anak ko, mga kabatas natin, na 8 years old, nasa social media. Sabi ni Ms. Rosany, very evident sa mga videos how Attorney Libayan is protecting and defending the justice system. Of course. Like I said, that's my job as a lawyer. Binabaliktad lang nung kabila. Diba? Bakit? Dahil may backer kayo? Let's go to fair use. Sabi niya, fair use of a copyrighted work. The fair use of a copyrighted work for criticism, comment. Why is it in bold letters? Yung criticism and comment, because that's what I do. I criticize and I comment. And sabi niya, similar purposes is not an infringement of copyright. Tignan na lang natin yung mga importante, mga kapatid natin. In determining whether the use of a work in any particular case is fair use, the factors to be considered shall include the purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is of a commercial nature or for non-profit education purposes. Mga kapatid natin, for non-profit education purposes. The nature of the copyrighted work. The amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole, and the effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. Okay? Ito, the aforementioned elements of fair use were discussed in the case of Fisher versus Dees. To it. Mga kapatid natin, ito, this Fisher versus Dees is American jurisprudence. We adopted this, our fair use laws and jurisprudence, mga kapatid natin, many of it no, were adopted from US jurisprudence. Okay? Sabing ganyan, mga kabatas natin, the fair use doctrine was initially developed by courts as an equitable defense to copyright infringement. In effect, the doctrine creates a limited privilege in those other than the owner of a copyright to use the copyrighted material in a reasonable manner without the owner's consent. So yan yun, mga kabatas natin. No? Gagamit ka ng isang copyrighted material without the owner's consent as long as it is in line with fair use. Okay, so meron dito naman mga citations, hindi ko nababasahin yan, mga kabatas natin. Congress codified this judge-made doctrine in Section 107 of the Copyrights Act, blah, 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 blah. This one, mga kabatas natin, that's from the United States. But that enactment did not freeze the fair use doctrine in stone. Rather, Congress expressly sought to preserve the doctrine's common law character, leaving courts free to adapt the doctrine to particular situations on a case-by-case basis. It's been a long-standing rule din, mga kabatas natin, na lahat, pag fair use, it's case-by-case basis. Okay? In restating the fair use doctrine in Section 107, Congress enumerated 4 non-exclusive factors for courts to consider. The purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is of a commercial nature or for non-profit educational purposes. The nature of the copyrighted work. The amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole, and the effect of the use upon the potential market of the copyrighted work. Okay? Ngayon, mga kabatas natin, the prosecution declared that there is no fair use as the purpose and character of the use is of a commercial nature since the accused is profiting on the Raffy Tulfo in action video use in his YouTube channel. This is not denied by the accused. 6. See annexes E, N, O, and U, counter affidavit and rejoinder affidavit. Actually, ang hindi ko dinenay dito, mga kabatas natin, well, actually, I denied that I'm profiting from the RTIA video. Let me let me check this one. Actually, I denied Sinabi ko pa nga na hindi maganda yung basis nila na social media. Social blade, yung basihan kasi nila, mga kabatas natin. Pero sabi niya dito, obviously there is a commercial context. Parang sinasabi kasi dito ng korte, mga kabatas natin, sinasabi ng korte dito na, well, meron talagang commercial context. At meron na rin naman, mga kabatas natin, ruling tungkol dyan. Sinabi dito, Samuel Johnson had observed that no man but a blockhead ever wrote except for money. Indeed, in the case of Luther R. Campbell versus Aco Rose Music Incorporated, Justice Cowter of the United States Supreme Court had observed that if indeed commerciality carried presumptive force against a finding of fairness, the presumption would swallow nearly all of the illustrative uses listed in the preamble, including news reporting, comment, criticism, teaching, scholarship, and research, since these activities are generally conducted for profit in this country. Okay. Anong sinabi ng korte dito, mga kabatas natin? Sinite nila yung Luther R. Campbell versus Akuf Rose Music Incorporated. Sinabi kasi nila na it is for commercial purpose. Mga kabatas natin, lumabas na rin kasi ito doon sa H3H Productions, no? Issue tungkol sa commerciality. Ngayon, kapag kasi ang magiging basehan mo lang, kapag ang isang fair use ay denied na of fair use, no? Kapag merong commerciality, or there is profit, mga kabatas natin, it includes everything na. Kasi nga, mga kabatas natin, kahit news reporting, we all know that is for profit. May ads sila na nandoon eh. Lahat ng comments, lahat ng criticism, lahat ng teaching, lahat ng scholarship and research, mga kabatas natin, hindi na fair use. Kung yun ang magiging basihan mo, na kumikita ka kasi dyan. Okay? Yun ang sinabi ng korte dito. Dahil sa kanyang pag-cite ng Luther R. Campbell versus Act of Rose Music Incorporated. Di ba? Wala nang magiging fair use, sabi niya. Kapag kunwari ang sinasabi mo lang pag kumikita yung isang tao dun sa kanyang ginagawa, wala na. Wala nang fair use. Okay? Tapos sinabi niya, mga kabatas natin, in the case of Sandoval versus New Line Cinema Corporation, the U.S. court cautioned emphasizing the commercial nature of the work, assailed as infringement in the following manner. However, the Second Circuit has recently explained that courts should be wary of placing too much emphasis on whether or not a given use is commercial in nature, since many, if not most, secondary users seek at least some measure of commercial gain from their use. So dito, hindi nagiging hypocrite, mga kabatas natin. Yung korte. Sinabi niya, come on. Lahat. Sabi niya ganyan. If not all. Hindi. Most, if not all. Mga kabatas natin. May commercial gain from their use. Ngayon, mga kabatas natin, sinabi rin dito, rather in the case of Fisher versus D, the economic basis of infringement in cases of criticism, parody, and satire had been declared to be biting criticism suppresses demand. Copyright infringement usurps it. Grabe, ganda, no? Thus, infringement occurs when a parody supplants the original in the markets. The original is aimed at or in which the original is or has reasonable potential to become commercially valuable. Sinusupplant niya o kaya nagiging competition niya sa market. Ngayon, mga kabatas natin, yun din ang tanong kasi. Yung ginagawa ko na pag-criticize sa Raffy Tulfo in action, kay Raffy Tulfo, pag-comment doon sa videos ng Raffy Tulfo in action at saka ni Raffy Tulfo, does it supplant Raffy Tulfo in action? It does not, of course. Galit pa nga sa akin yung mga Tulfonatics. Ibig sabihin, the Tulfonatics are not. They are not my audience. Diba? Tingnan nyo. The commercial context of infringement herein is therefore whether or not the videos of Attorney Libayan would supplant the videos of RTIA in the target market. This is also akin to the fourth element of fair use. Diba? Does it supplant? It does not. Kasi if you love Raffy Tulfo, you hate me. Right? Diba? Doon pa lang alam na natin eh. If you love Raffy Tulfo, you hate me. Sabi ni Sendong, maliit audience natin, if we really want to earn money, be like Vince World. Exactly. Diba? Yun nga ang sinasabi nila, for the views ka, for the money. If I'm for the views or for the money, I'd be like, I think I'd be a better Attorney Villamor. Gagawa ako ng mga ganon, katulad ng kay Attorney Villamor. Tapos, isi-shield ko lang yung Raffy Tulfo in action. Gagamitin ko yung mga walang kwenta kong jokes at saka wit. You think people will not watch me? I think they will watch me, especially the Tulfonatics. Sabi ni Kayo, baka mga mas malaki pakitain ko kung atakihin ko si Attorney L eh. May KTV perks pa. Oh, syempre. Hindi ka lang kikita sa YouTube. May payroll ka pa. Di ba? May payroll ka pa. You have all the perks there. Bukod dyan, the most important perk is may backer ka na isang politician. Magiging malakas yung loob mo. Oh, hindi mo na kailangan buksan yung abulo yan. Magiging malakas yung loob mo na gumawa, mag-slander ng mga tao, gumawa ng hindi tama. Sasabihin mo may backer ka. Clearly, there is no, clear naman kasi yun eh. Oh, ito pa. Tama. Free shoutout pa sa Raffy Tulfo in action, sabi ni and Bright. Oh. May backer perks, of course. Oh. Clearly, there is no supplanting of the RTI videos by the videos of Attorney Libayan in the target market because the host of the Raffy Tulfo in action, Raffy Tulfo, was even elected as senator during the time of the videos herein. All throughout. Di ba nanalo pa nga siya eh. Kasama pa sa birthday ni Boss Toyo. Of course. Di ba? All throughout the period of the run of the videos in these 32 cases and up to the present, the views on the videos of Raffy Tulfo in action did not diminish. Therefore, the issue that Attorney Libayan was gaining profit on the RTIA videos in YouTube is irrelevant because the latter is in no danger of being supplanted by the former. Ano ang sinasabi ng korte dito? Napakasimple lang mga kabatas natin. My videos and the videos of the other critics of Raffy Tulfo cannot be used as a substitute sa Raffy Tulfo in action. Yon. It cannot be used as a substitute. Magkaibang magkaiba. Furthermore, the Raffy Tulfo, the RTIA offers different legal services than the legal services offered by the accused herein. Actually, yung services na ino-offer nila, refer. Ako, I'm teaching law. Them, they refer. They sensationalize things. Pinag-aaway nila yung mga pamilya. Yun yung ginagawa nila nun. Diba? Oh. Now, the more viable indicator of fair use or lack thereof is the nature of the copyrighted work. The copyrighted works are audiovisual representations of the paralegal public service program of Raffy Tulfo in action. Ito kasi mga kabas natin, dito rin kasi tinitignan yung transformation. Di ba? Many times we discussed about transformation. Kapag ikaw ay gagawa ng isang bagay and it is within fair use, the work should be transformed. How is it more transformative than me doing opposite what is Raffy Tulfo doing? Diba? Because look at how opposite it is. Instant justice versus due process. Ayaw sa justice system versus Tulfo brand of justice. Ay, pareho pala yun. Gusto sa justice system versus Tulfo brand of justice. Diba? Ang sabi ni Gayo, hearing the other side ang theme. Yeah. Which they don't do there. The assailed videos are the criticisms or commentaries by the accused on the said videos of RTIA. Such is usually designated as fair use because the original work is used in such a manner as to transform it to serve a distinct end. Transform. Thus, in the opinion of the U.S. Supreme Court in the case of Andy Warhol Foundation for the Visual Art Incorporated versus Goldsmith et al. Grabe. Tulad ng sinabi ko sa inyo mga kabats natin, this is a treasure trove of learnings in relation to copyright infringement and fair use. Thank you, RTC 271. Grabe. Ako, ang dami ko rin natutunan dito. Admittedly. Okay, let's go. Consider the purposes listed in the preamble, paragraph of 107. Criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Although the examples given are illustrative and not limitative, they reflect the sorts of copying that the courts in Congress most commonly have found to be fair uses, and so may guide the first factor inquiry. As the Court of Appeals observed, the examples are easily understood as they contemplate the use of an original work to serve a manifestly different purpose from the work itself. Criticism of a work, for instance, ordinarily does not supersede the objects of or supplant the work. Rather, it uses the work to serve a distinct end. Nakita niyo yun? Ang kapatid natin? Criticism of a work, for instance, ordinarily does not supersede the objects of or supplant the work. Rather, it uses the work to serve a distinct end. Sabi niya, gagamitin mo. Well, in this case, ginagamit ko yung videos ng Raffy Tulfo in action to serve a distinct or different end. Ano yung end na yon? Ano yung dulo na yon, mga kabatas natin? Of course, to promote justice, reliance, confidence sa justice system, to defend my colleagues, their offices, the administrative bodies that are being lambasted, ridiculed by Raffy Tulfo in action. Diba? Indeed, criticism of a copyrighted work need not be by the consent of the owner. No person could after all sustain the blow to one's ego by said criticisms. Mga kabatas natin, tignan nyo dito yung mga... I really applaud the court here. They researched it well. I couldn't have done a better job. I couldn't have done a better job, I swear. Ngayon, pag nakakakita ka ng ganitong mga decision, mga kabatas natin, it will humble you. And you will realize that you have yet a lot to learn. Nare-realize ko dito sa atin, putik. Ang dami ko pang kailangang matutunan. And it's because, diba, sabi ni, worth collecting yung decision na yan. Ang galing nung judge. Full of wisdom yung decision. Hindi lang wisdom, also citations that I cannot actually find myself. Look at this. Even this alone, mga kabats natin, whatever happens here. Kasi nga, mag-search Ferrari daw sila, blah, 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 blah. I bet, pag galing kay Meloy, wag na lang kayong maniwala. Kasi yung sinasabi niya na Supreme Court, didiretso ba talaga sila sa Supreme Court? Mag-isip-isip muna kayo. Pero, sabi ko nga, sinungaling naman yung taong yon. Pero ito na lang, mga kabats natin, no? this itself. This is the first omnibus resolution. There is a second omnibus resolution and it is the same. It's a treasure trove of knowledge. This, mga kabatas natin, should be immortalized in social media for everyone's reference. This should be immortalized for everyone's reference, mga kabatas natin. Yung mga citations na yan, yung mga yan, mga kabatas natin, I've been in practice for a very long time. I don't even know those. I don't even know those. Ngayon, mga kabatas natin, look here. Let's continue. A person of power usually attracts friends who are fulsome in their praise. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Opo, sir. Yes, sir. Idol. Opo, sir. Raffy Tulfo is in need of people who can guide him, especially as the videos show the following adage to be true. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Profuse are the kisses of the enemy. So look, Raffy Tulfo, it seems I'm your friend. Proverbs 27:6. Lipat tayo sa kabila, mga kabatas natin. Mahaba-haba pa ito. Okay? Maraming salamat sa inyo. At syempre, tulad na lang yung sinasabi, matulog po tayo na mahimbing dahil alam natin na yung natutulog na mahimbing, siya yung laging panalo. Paalam po, pansama.